all right. Are you ready? I got my brewski, you got your brewski, or you got a soda, or you got a coffee, or you got a sticky, icky, doobie, whatever you want to do, whatever tickles your fancy. Maybe you got a crack pipe going on. Good old crack pipe. No, that's not a good old. That was just me goofing around. But this dude looks like he just smoked a crack pipe. You know what I mean? Yeah. What? I'm just goofing around. You know I'm from Denmark, so this is me warming up after, I don't know, 14 days almost. I'm not counting. I don't hope you are. So yes, it's been a couple of weeks since the last video, and cheers to that. Not that that's good, but cheers for the return. You know, I just actually bought this yesterday with my daughter out on our, we do that often, go out and, watch, we call it, in Danish we call it bladder I plader. How does that translate? Bladder I plader. Skipping records, or flipping records. I don't know, looking through records, of course it means, in shops. That's our hobby. That's what we do when we relax and enjoy life. Eat junk food and just shop around, look around for new music on vinyl. It's the whole, that's like, like we call it a perfect day. So enough said about that for now. So yesterday I said to my daughter in the car, no, we were walking, I think, anywhere. We were at a car at a point, but when I said it, we were not in a car. I said, I am looking, because I was talking about when we are going out and looking for vinyls, we need to feed our radar with possible vinyl choices, goals. You know what I mean? So your radar is opted, is ready to go. It's like, blah, 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 like bingo, that's the afro. We gotta check the afro out. If afro is equal, maybe good music. That's my radar talking. And that almost never fails. It's like 90% of all with an afro on it is good music. That's just, you have your rules, I have my rules. I know it sounds silly, but it works. Trust me. Go for afro. What can we say? Or go for a bomb on the cover. That could also be a radar thing. In this case, it was not. The radar, why I bought this yesterday, was because I am on a journey discovering old goats, or what do you want to call it, old, very big classics, and concerning rock music, buying them, getting them, giving them the time, because I am a generation that is slightly younger concerning that I was the target audience when this came out. I was too young, or I was just about to get born, or just got born. We are talking about King Crimson. That's actually, the Court of King Crimson. That record is 6 days older than me. So that's the soundtrack of my birth, not my life. My life and birth. Anywho, this is also around that time, around the time Led Zeppelin came to, in the spotlight, Jimi Hendrix, and those records, and the first Black Sabbath-ish around that time. Don't be too specific. It is circa. We are talking circa. But those records, the debut Stooges, I could go on, debut, whatever, goat debut, and now's the time for this baby. Long story short, I arrived at, this was people are saying this is actually a great place to start if you're not familiar with the group Jethro. It's actually hard to say from Denmark, you know. That's not we don't use our tongue that way with the T and the H. That's not a Danish thing to do, but I practiced, I guess. Jethro, Tull, Aqualung. Aqualung. I actually heard that in an Anger Man. I never forget that word. That's one of the funniest moments in that movie, and I adore that movie. I love it. I've seen it over 50 times. Anger Man is the shiest. That's not a word. Shit. If we're talking comedies, my favorite comedy is Anger Man, Big Lebowski, and Beverly Hills Ninja. That's top tune, man. Top notch. Top tune. That was Danish. Sorry. So we arrived at Aqualung. Yes, man. I actually bought that pretty cheap, so the Lord heard my prayer. I was talking about feeding the radar and blah blah blah, and I said to my daughter before we went into the store, if the Lord really loves me, He will give me this record. I told her the name. I told her she was not familiar, never heard the name before yesterday. We were talking, you know, and I said, and I am lucky when I look for records. And I said, if there is anybody listening, this will be in my bag today. And voila! It's like, yes, you want this one? It's very cheap. I actually got it cheap because there was a customer who bought it and then returned it at some. It's a newer print even, you know. It's a heavy duty. It says down here, the 2011 Steven Wilson Stereo Remix. It's got a big ass booklet in it. If you don't know the cover, let's open it. Let's take a look. See, it's very arty. It's very cool indeed. Actually, this reminds me of the Led Zeppelin 4, I think, cover. You know, like a paraphrasing of it almost. I looked in it. I opened it. I was very curious. This, you can almost. It's a big fucking. That's a book. We got Jesus on the cover. Love it. Who doesn't love Jesus? So we got a lot of pictures. It's cute. You get the picture. No pun intended. But yeah, look at this bloke. It's like Mozart. It's like ba 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 ba. So yes. I was pretty freaking lucky. So if you're thinking, what was the cheap price of this beautiful record, sir? My answer is, what was it? It was, I paid 180 Danish. So I guess that would be around, I will do the math and I type it. Yes, this is the magic of video. So you get the correct without any me guessing. It's old school. We got a good inner sleeve. We toss it to the side. We're gonna listen to, I don't know. Yeah, Aqualung is the name of the song. I should have known, but you never know. Is Aqualung the first? Is Aqualung the last? Or number 2? Or what? So let me just adjust my stereo, take the dust off, maybe adjust the volume, and then we are good to go. It will be like I told you, a vinyl reaction / review. Yeah, man. Here we go. I'm actually pretty excited. We got riff.
Sitting on a park bench.
Aqualung. It's a funny rhythm. That reminds me of King Crimson. Sorry. The sound. The sound of the vocal, especially. It's beautiful. Got piano. Still Aqualung. Yeah. It's actually really cool. I like it. Pretty fucking cool. Yeah. Man, I get it. I get it.
Aqualung, my friend, don't just start
Is that it?
anything. You poor old sod, you see it's only me.
Poor old sod. Is it not done?
Sitting on the park bench, eyeing little girls with bad intent. Starts running down his nose.
Love the way he sings Aqualung.
Feeling like a dead duck. Spitting out pieces of his broken love. Hey, Aqualung.
Ow. Love it. Yeah, we got. Shit, man. We're gonna save that for another time. Any freaking who. First of all, that reminded. Maybe no, fuck that. Fuck that shit. I was just about to go over and get my newly arrived King Crimson that got blocked. So we're not gonna do any more King Crimson, and we don't know if we're gonna do this, but if you're watching, I guess we're doing it. I would say if this is possible, I was just thinking right now, listening to it, I would like to do the whole album because this is pretty interesting in my opinion. I actually liked it. My very first reaction was at the first I gotta be honest, as I always am. At the beginning, it was like, yes, that's cool, but let's see where it goes, before I really jump in and say, yeah, that was a good buy. Not goodbye, but a good buy. Anywho. But very quickly, it was like, yes. You followed your gut reaction all the way to this album. And yet again, you were you were right. It was worth your time and money. That's an instant keeper in my collection. This album will never leave my house. Period. Being. And the sound reminded me a lot of not only the way his voice sounds. It's not like totally the same, but it really reminded me of the King Crimson vocal at some point, especially in the silent, more acoustic section of the song. You know what I mean. That was I'm not even that familiar with the King Crimson vocal. Only on the one album I got, the Court album. And also the music reminded me a bit of some of it. It's very. You can also. I was thinking at some point if I should mention a more modern name, even Tenacious D. That medieval time, staccato, whatever you want, rococo type of melody. It seems, it feels and sounds very medieval, almost theatrical. You know what I mean? And I just love it. It's like I guess this goes in under also, prog, and being a total newbie in this universe. I would add folk music to it, almost. Pardon my French, but I would. And as I mentioned, medieval. Almost it's storytelling music. It's like prog Johnny Cash, but without the country and without Johnny Cash, but with everything else, the storytelling by naming a name. I'm not sure if Aqualung is the name of that guy he was singing about. I guess Jethro, Tull. Aqualung. I'm psyched. I'm actually pretty knowing now that it is in the ballpark of King Crimson, and I would even say Led Zeppelin, it's not too odd, because it's the same country, the origin, as Led Zeppelin. I forgot now, King Crimson, is that American? Oh yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Hey, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's not the subject. Fuck that shit. He blocked my video. He can suck a big donut. He can dunk it in the coffee and suck the donut. Fucking cock blocker. Yeah. I lost it, man. Jethro. You cool as fuck. You just got the OK stamp from the Never Skip a Beat. And I know I'm small potatoes, but you still got it. I'm very curious to listen to the rest, and I actually hope we can make it a full vinyl album, stereo remix, mini series. Let's see how it goes. Let's cross our little fat fingers and say, please. So that being said, see you on the next video, and thank you again for watching. I goddamn love you, and yes, Aqualung.